win a Super Bowl for you.
So here's the question then. Which quarterback do you think, chips on the line, given what they have around them, is better suited to beat the Eagles? Dak Prescott, who has a lot of gifts and a lot of people for a long time saying he's really good and he's trending towards great, right? He got paid that way. The Dallas Cowboys, here comes Dak Prescott. And by the way, he's a dual threat quarterback. He can do a lot of stuff, nice arm, the whole thing. Or Jimmy Garoppolo, who is not as much of a threat physically, who a lot of people think, he's kind of lucky, he's in the right situation, and yet all he does is win. He's been in a Super Bowl, came perilously close to winning one, and extremely close to getting back. Which quarterback do you think is better suited to take down the Eagles?
Probably Dak Prescott. I think Dak Prescott is probably solid defense, pretty good defense, I would say. Running game, terrific. Emerging receivers, inline to sign OBJ, the quarterback dropping dimes. I mean, he throws the ball. His balls are nice. I mean, you're not twisting and turning and diving. All those sort of things. Grow up. In the end, man, you got to stop, man.
He said he's got nice. All right, guys.
Yeah, stop, man. You got to grow up.
Joe, I can't. Go ahead, man.
He just displays something different this year than I've seen in Dak Prescott. They're 3-1 since coming back. I think it's 3-1 since coming back. They had the mishap in Green Bay, but other than that, he's been pretty good.
He's definitely displayed something different. Yeah. I can't.
You want to know why?
What? Anyway, so suited to me means what's your outfit, right? Like, are you well equipped to beat a team? Anyway, back to my original point here as I pull myself from the trenches of immaturity. I'm going to go with Jimmy G because of that dude on the sideline, Max. I'm going to go with Jimmy G because of Kyle Shanahan. And the way that I know at the end of the day, the tools that they have, adding Christian McCaffrey, having Deebo Samuel, George Kittle to a degree. Like, they have the pieces and the style in which they play. And there is something about the Dallas Cowboys, even though I do like Dak as a talented quarterback, the fact that they have led the league in penalties for the past 2 years, this year and last year, really make me wonder about down the stretch. Like, will they have the expertise in the details to actually get it done, where I don't have that same concern about the 49ers and Jimmy G?
You know what, Jay? I agree with you. When you say best suited, it's very difficult to take a quarterback out of his circumstances, right? Who's coach? What's around him? All that stuff. This is what I'll say about Jimmy G. And it reminds me in a way, I bring this up from time to time of Rick Fox, right, guys? Like Rick
Pretty
Fox.
Ricky.
Yeah, because you know who wanted Rick Fox to play for him in college? Dean Smith. You know who drafted him? Who's like, oh, let's get that guy. Points about the dude they played defense. He could shoot. He was tough. He could do things. He was a winner, right? Yeah. Whatever you want to say about Jimmy G, Bill Belichick looked and said, we're going to draft him in the second round. Then Bill Belichick said, that's my quarterback of the future. Then Robert Kraft said, no, he's not. And Bill Belichick said, okay, he's not. You know who wanted him? Shanahan wanted him. And what's happened, guys? He was 2-0 when he started for Belichick. The 49ers were losing every game, every single game when Jimmy G took over, won 5 in a row. He has since then played 2 full seasons, came a throw away from winning the Super Bowl and an interception away from getting back. That's all he's done is make deep playoff runs. And you know who wants him? The greatest minds in the history of offensive football, right? So, meantime, that has not been Dak's experience, Key. It hasn't been. He hasn't gone on playoff runs, and he's been on good teams, right? He hasn't been recruited by all the smartest offensive guys.
Well, he's with the Cowboys. He can't be recruited by all the smartest offensive guys. There you go, setting the narrative.
Doing my best.
Nice try. Well, here's what I would say, though. The question is,
not that Belichick's an offensive guy either.
Which quarterback is better suited to beat the Eagles? It wouldn't be Jimmy Garoppolo, because that offense is pretty much Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel. If you got to play, if you got to score 40 to beat the Eagles because the Eagles are going to score. That's not San Francisco's
I see
play.
what you mean. You don't
That's not
think the
their
San
play.
Francisco defense
their
and
play.
style of offense can slow it down?
Okay, so
I see what you're saying. Look, you need to be able to match points with them too, because
they're
they're
going
to put points on the board. That's a
I
good
don't give
point.
a damn how good your defense is. The Eagles are going to score.
They're a more dynamic version of the Niners in a certain way.
Way more, right? So now, if Jalen Hurts is cooking and doing the things that he's doing, Jimmy G's got to match that.
That doesn't automatically mean that Jalen Hurts is going to be cooking, though. I mean,
That offense hasn't slowed down. One game.
Yeah,
One game.
I hear you. I mean, but also, like, let's be honest about the strength of schedule that the Eagles have has not been extraordinary.
But it's not.
I understand
Not
that.
about the schedule of the teams that I'm looking at, Jay. I'm looking at their offense and how prolific and how they set everything up.
Agreed.
That's what I'm looking at.
No, I hear you, but we're also talking about like the 1% of the league that's going to be playing at that high level defensive. Like the Niners defense and the Cowboys defense are two different types of defenses that aren't really comparable to the rest of the teams that the Eagles have played thus far. Correct? Would you agree on that?
Well, the Eagles played the Cowboys already once this year.
yeah.
And Jalen Hurts and company kind of somewhat did what they were supposed to do.
Jimmy G does.
yeah.
Jimmy G does a couple things that I think are the most important thing a quarterback does. Not the big things. That's he reads a defense quick, gets rid of the ball quick.
Dude almost had 3 interceptions against the Rams. Man.
Almost.
Yeah, but see that.
But they win
I like
all the
Jimmy
time
G.
with him.
I like Jimmy
I know
G.
you do. Yeah.
I don't have a problem with Jimmy G. I like him. But I just know when you have to do certain things,
He can do it.
he hasn't been able to do it.
Right.
Doesn't mean that he
That's what
can't.
I'm saying, man.
Doesn't mean he can't.
People who look and
He
go,
just
well,
hasn't been able
if he
to.
would have hit that one throw to Sanders, they win the Super Bowl. You think he's going to miss that every time? I don't think he's going to miss that every time. He didn't make it last time. He'll make it next time.
And what
but he'll be in the
happens-
position to do it a lot of the time.
And what makes people feel this way is you go back to the Super Bowl run, Jay. They took the football out of his hands against the
understand.
Green Bay Packers and Minnesota Vikings. They said, hey, man, you don't throw the ball anymore.
Yes, it's an extreme Keyshawn Bill Parcells strategy. It's not 22 of 27 for it was like
In 2 games,
8 of 12.
The guy threw 22 passes
For
in 2
81
games.
yards. It's like,
It's like, that's all I'm saying.
I hear you.
Guys,
And so I just think Dallas and Dak Prescott is capable of possibly beating the Eagles. And we'll see that on Christmas Eve.
We got caught up in this Jimmy G, Dak Prescott conversation, but at 10 after the hour, and it's now 13 after the hour, at 10 after the hour, every hour here on KJM, 5 days a week, 4 hours a day, through the end of the show, December 7th, we are giving you a winning word. When you hear it, text it to 777-000. You're entered for your chance to win $2,500. We've given away well over $100,000 at this point. So I believe it's over.
Probably say 50 right now. I want to see this transfer from South Florida to, Buffalo or New England. And let me just see what that looks like.
Perfectly reasonable.
I just want to see it.
It's perfectly reasonable.
If they go in and they do what I think they're capable of doing in this bad weather, then I'm buying all in. Every time I keep thinking in my mind, have they gone on the road? They got to go to San Francisco this week, but have they gone on the road and shellacked anybody?
So wait, Key, real quick, guys, let me just step in for 1 second, Jay. I get it. You're not
seems
saying
like
he
they're playing
can't
at
do
home
it.
a lot.
You're not saying he can't do it or he can do it. You're just saying you reserve judgment till you see it.
Yes,
That's
all.
what Bart Scott was talking about with Jalen Hurts throwing the ball. He's not saying he can't do it. He's saying, let me see him do it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's go. I'm to the max with what I've seen thus far. I mean, games 2 is played in. The numbers speak for itself. Just look them up. They're off the charts.
I'm going to go 50 also for the reasons Key pointed out and because Buffalo Bills are really good. Let me see it. Yep.
All right, the next team on the list, the Baltimore Ravens, currently sitting at 7-4. Level of trust, Key, 0-50 or to the max?
50, because I don't think that they can throw the football right now consistently late in games to close them out. For whatever reason, they've been squandering their 14-point leads in 3 games this season.
I'll go 0. Look, I like Baltimore. I think Lamar Jackson is special. But at the end of the day, defenses know how to play them now. And I don't like the fact they keep giving up leads, man. I don't like it.
I'm going to go 50 because of the Bengals. That's all. That's
you guys
why.
are really going out there, Max. 50,
I'm going 50 because of the Bengals because I like the Ravens. I haven't moved off them as my Super Bowl pick, but the Bengals are in their division. It's not so easy to beat them. I'll go 50.
All right, Key, Tennessee Titans, currently sitting at 7-4. Level of trust for the Titans, 0-50 or to the max?
It's to the max in the division. Easy done.
They just lost to the Bengals.
I'm saying the division. This is about the divisions.
Okay.
Colts, Jags, and Texans.
I'll go Max here.
Yeah, Max. Next.
All right. James Steele's Kansas City Chiefs, currently sitting at 9-2 in the AFC West. Key, level of trust for the Chiefs, 0-50 or to the max?
Really? To the max.
Next
man.
question.
Supermax. Supermax. We're going to supermax that one
I'll
out.
say, really?
All right, cool. Let's shift over to the NFC.